by the way.
Sure
Anna is
right
completely
now. Charlie,
right.
didn't it?
And the irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have respectful
Charlie
dialogue.
Kirk beat up on college students.
Unlike
That's all
you,
he
Destiny.
did. Let's be
Let
real.
me bring Andrew Wilson in.
So do you.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college students. You go on a college tour. You're going on a college tour right now to beat up on college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour to go beat up on college students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't
yes
exclusively beat up on college.
Can you actually answer? Can you actually answer? Hang on, calm down. I just got one question. I got one.
I like the defense of that. Well, not exclusively. Okay, I don't exclusively beat up on college students.
We've been watching Destiny for a long time.
Yeah.
And Destiny's audience really is working together as a team to make Destiny go into the mainstream. Like, he was like, I'm going to talk to Jordan Peterson.
That's all gone now.
I'm going to talk to Ben Shapiro. I'm working my way up. I'm the reasonable guy. I'm going to do debates on Gaza. I'm super reasonable on Kyle Rittenhouse. Where are we at now in that arc? In that
we're at the,
Destiny is going mainstream. He's talking to Ro Khanna. He's going to be influential. He's going to be hanging out with AOC.
No, it's all gone.
It is. It's just now. It's just.
It's gone. It was gone when he started making fun of the firefighter, and then he made fun of the firefighter who got shot at the Trump rally and died. He made fun of the children that fucking died in the flood.
Yeah.
Now he's making fun of. Not only is he making fun of Charlie Kirk's widow, but seemingly advocating for political violence against people on the right, just overall.
Do you think Butler, the situation in Butler, sent him down a path that there's no going back?
I don't know.
Like, he can't go back to the fork in the road. And I guess you can't really. You can't take it back. So
I don't know.
You spend 20 years building a reputation and you destroy it in 5
I think he's
minutes.
become... for all of his throwing of people or internet brain, he's the most internet brain person on the internet, the most internet brained audience captured person.
Maybe it's just drugs.
Or it's just drugs. You could be right.
I've done some drugs in my past, you don't do smart things.
It could be. It could be. A lot of bad things happen. It could, listen, we could all be trying to think about this in the wrong way, right? He had a lot of bad things happen to him. He had a divorce. He had the sex pests or the revenge porn lawsuit against him. His kid's a fucking raper, maybe. Like, he's got a lot of bad things in his life. And sometimes when people have a lot of bad things piling up, and they are, especially if they're a person who's a performer, I mean, it's very easy to turn to drugs to, keep you
cope,
up and to
get
cope.
by.
And you're right. Maybe that's all that's going on here. Maybe it's just drugs. And maybe we'll get that conversation in the future. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh my God. He could, if he checked himself into a rehab and said, oh, I've been on drugs the last year and a half.
There you go. That will be the rehabilitation tour for Destiny. Even if it's not true.
Celebrities do it,
Even
right?
if it's not true, it'll be, I was on drugs. I get to go mainstream because I was on drugs. It's not my fault that I said all these bad things. Okay.
That could work. America loves a redemption story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Though there are some clips from, and I'll play those clips. There's a clip from like 2018, which I completely missed, where he says some pretty crazy shit. So that seems in line with this. I don't know how it snuck under the radar, but
You know how Trump invited Bill Maher to the Oval Office, and it totally changed Bill Maher. Bill Maher's defanged him pretty quickly. You think he could do that with Destiny? You think Trump could invite Destiny?
No.
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 You're like, no.
Are you kidding me? No. If Destiny hung out with Donald Trump, it would be Destiny just yelling at Donald Trump the entire time.
Oh my God.
Yes. That's all it would be. So
I don't know.
it would nothing. It's impossible.
Okay.
Yeah.
People that firebomb Shapiro's house was a conservative, just like all the J6ers were conservative, just like the Proud Boys were conservative. Every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Brzovic, what, the author of Unhuman, another person that Charlie's part a good one, dude.
Well, I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yes, you are acting like a non-human.
Why can't I hear Donald Trump condemn violence in this
all
country?
right, you won't condemn it. Okay, we've all heard.
That's insane.
We've all heard you repeatedly refuse to condemn it.
We've heard Donald Trump refuse to condemn it too. But for some reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah. What's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather taunt his widow. I find that sickening. Jack Posobiec.
I find it sickening that when people are getting killed in the country, the president of the United States on Fox and Friends, when they're begging him, what do you say to your followers that want revenge? He says, I don't know, all the elections are rigged. It's the radical Democrats. That's insane to me. And then the fixation is, well, who on Twitter and YouTube isn't condemning the violence?
All right, Jack.
Well, another thing too about like the people just obviously seeing like just the blatant hypocrisy in Destiny's position. Like, even though I still think it'd come off very unhinged if he was like, I'm not going to condemn it until Trump condemns it, blah, 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 blah. Adding on the other, like now another layer of, well, not only is he not condemning it, he's making fun of it. Then it's like, okay, well, you don't actually take any of this seriously, right? What are you talking about? You're just full of shit at this point. If you're mocking a widow, if you're mocking children and their families for no reason, that, you know, someone they know died, someone that they love died, what are you like? Are you out of your mind? Are you fucking high? Maybe he is, in terms of trying to say that you're on some sort of like moral high ground to dictate that anyone is acting in an immoral position whatsoever.
Oh, of course not. Yeah. I don't remember Trump saying that on Fox and Friends.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did. He said not some not great things in that conversation, but he maybe the wording.
I do remember him saying,
I wouldn't be surprised if Destiny twisted the wording around a little bit, but
he said, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I don't care. Talking about getting in trouble for it. And he said something to the effect that it was the left's fault. I do remember that on Fox and Friends.
Right.
And a lot of people spinning that, and he didn't care about the Charlie Kirk murder. But anyway.
Yeah, Piers, you have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about, where when you present direct information, they refuse, they obfuscate, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year, Corey Capatore being assassinated
by
last
conservatives
year in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks and YouTube streams and likes. Go to the casket. Go to the gravesite. Go talk to the widow. You know, I don't even know how to discuss this with someone who's completely lost all touch with reality.
Yeah, I mean, Anna.
What's Jack's answer to why can't the president say we should all be less violent?
Right. Because you can't even condemn the cold-blooded execution of Charlie
Donald Trump
Kirk.
turns on Destiny.
I don't think you're in the position to demand anything from anybody
on YouTube. That's how I'm going to take my.
You're not in any position to condemn anybody for anything. You won't condemn a cold-blooded murder.
He's the president of the United States. He's the president of the United States. No one here can answer that question.
Basic humanity says the murder was horrific.
Can't say
why can't you say
need
it?
To be less violent.
Why can't you say it, Destiny?
For over a decade.
Is he advocating for Donald Trump to come out and give some touching speech? Is that what he's saying? We can't move forward until Donald Trump comes out and gives a touching speech.
He wants him to say some very specific phrase. So
okay, so weird.
Listen, it would be nice. I would love if Donald Trump could be like the governor of Utah and give a very good speech. I would even like it if he could have given the last 10 minutes of that speech that J.D. Vance gave. Trump is not that person, and I think it's very depressing and sad that our president's not that person. But the idea that you're going to hinge your own positions on how you should act morally in the world, or how you should act unhinged in the world, or whether you should make fun of grieving widows in the world and say, well, I'm not going to do that because, Trump bad, is just so fucking stupid.
It's stupid and disgusting.
And immoral yourself.
I think if Trump came out and gave a speech like that, I don't think it'd make a bit of difference to Destiny. Not
I agree.
You just move on to like, oh, it wasn't good enough. This and that. Oh, he's dog whistling. What he really meant was he's going to come kill y'all. That's exactly what he meant.
There would be, I don't think there would be a speech good enough because the conversation would be, well, I don't trust Trump. He's going to go back to doing it, or he still, cultivated this environment for X number of years, blah, blah, blah. It'd be all the same arguments people make against Anna or other stuff. So.
Say the murder was horrific and unacceptable.
Why can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't do it, can you?
Hear any words for Donald Trump?
All right, Ana Kasparian.
Donald Trump. Nothing exactly.
Ana Kasparian. To me, this is what I'm talking about, that I think there is an element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick. As I've just seen from Destiny. The
sick thing is weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
Destiny? What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? What did you think the outcome was? And by the way,
are you asking me for the pragmatic political outcome? Or are you asking me for?
Hey, how about take it easy on the Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question that Piers asked me.
You must have been really bullied today, I guess.
Let Anna speak, please.
My behavior is not reliant on how anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on his behavior. I agree with you in that it would be very helpful to have the leader of this country want to turn the temperature down. And he hasn't done that. I agree with you on that. But that doesn't change the way I choose to respond to what's going on. The idea of mocking a woman who is now a widow with 2 young children who witnessed her husband get shot in the neck and bleed out to death. How could you mock that? What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. That's it. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you judge others as hateful.
If you're going to weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
It will. It's hard for me to believe that Destiny, again, actually believes this, or maybe she's so fucking high, because the obvious reality is, as we've been saying, as everyone's saying,
he's the one doing the recruiting.
Destiny, if you're so concerned about the grief being weaponized to do recruitment, well, congratulations.
Yeah.
You're the poster child for recruitment for the right and their movement. Yeah. Congratulations. Good job. You did it.
Yeah.
Good job. Drop the confetti. Okay.
10x, 20x, 1000x, keep going.
Right. Somebody give Destiny the Charlie Kirk trophy award for doing the best to get people to vote for Republicans and support Donald Trump.
Yes. Yeah. You are the weapon that they never knew they had.
Right. Good job. You did it.
Let me understand your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Since others are using her grief, she's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in TPUSA ads 1 or 2 days after.
If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
and when
from
something
identifying as a
you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just said that you don't think about how other people act to define your behavior.
I think this is part of why so many people were sharing the clip with Anna's, because I mean, obviously, in this and also the part earlier, she really taps into just the humanity of the situation that most people, I think, regardless of political background, can be like, yes, I can empathize with a person who watched the father of their children and their husband die in front of them. Most people have that level of empathy to understand that on a very human level.
Not only that, I mean, older people know where their relationship with their significant other was when they were like 31. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, that's true.
The robbery of all of the years.
Yes. Yeah.
All the years that they've had together. It's a goddamn fucking tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's so weird that Destiny he doesn't seem to be able to comprehend. He's trapped in this game of politics to the point where nothing else matters.
Right.
And so many people are like, okay, well, who I voted for in the last election is so far below the relationship I have with my wife and kids and family.
Right.
That they're just like, this guy being obsessed with who won in the last election over this brutal murder. It's incomprehensible to them.
Yeah. Well, that's why and that's what's sort of bizarre about this is all because it's twofold. It's number one, yeah, as you're saying, it's just obviously the most important and right in the front of it. It's just an immoral way to act.
Yes.
At all, completely. That Destiny's acting completely immorally. But then number two, even if we're to say, okay, who cares about morality? This is politics. Politics is a cutthroat game or whatever. It's also 100% obvious that this is just hurting his own movement. So it's immoral and stupid. It's the worst of both worlds. It's stupid and immoral.
Yeah, it's a terrible fucking strategy. It is. Yeah. And it's weird because, obviously I think Destiny would argue that this is a genius fucking strategy. This is amazing strategy. The best strategy of all time. Everyone is going to be, the midterms are going to go way for Democrats because Destiny's out there beating up on an innocent woman whose husband was killed in front of her.
Well, and also, I guess, you can even argue that he's kind of defeating his own point because they're saying like, well, can you denounce the violence? And he's like, well, not until Trump does. And they're saying, well, I mean, you should, you have an audience and you're important. He's like, what? I'm just a fucking nobody in the internet.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I do. What matters what Trump does. Well, if it doesn't matter what you do and you have no influence on anything, then why wouldn't you just denounce it? Because it doesn't matter one way or the other. Right.
Well, I think he's making the argument and it's super insidious. He's saying that Trump has his troops at the ready. So he wants his troops, his much smaller level of troops at the ready to commit violence. Which just
maybe I think that would be the underlying framework, I guess. At least that would be an argument that'd be an argument I disagree with, but at least I would understand it would make some kind of semblance of logical sense.
Well, if you think all of Trump's supporters are on the ready for violence, which I think is obviously a fucking ridiculous thing to assume.
Right.
Yeah.
Behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody cares about somebody who's grieving,
I understood
you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person,
happen
hey,
to be.
Maybe
the
you
weakness
should
in their
step back
arguments.
for a couple of
no,
weeks.
it's
Maybe
not about the way I get treated.
You don't
I get
say,
treated
hey, let's
like
throw a
crap from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of
you
the
and have
political
you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for.
See, this is where he turns his mental retardation into some sort of moral goodness because he's willing to just say the things that nobody else will say because he's such a firm believer in his ideology. And Anna's ideology is so whimsical that she'll just buy into anything depending upon how people treat her.
Having empathy for someone who watched their husband's head blow off, that's whimsical. Yes.
Well, also, the kind of stubbornness that Destiny has is the kind of stubbornness that leads you to have a cult leader's cock in your mouth. Because sooner or later you're like, look, this is you standing up for your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking to a guy who said he'd be okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination attempt
and we're
happened.
talking to a
There's
woman
no
who went
reasoning
on and
with
did
you,
the whole
Destiny.
So good. So
Anna's
good.
like, I got all the receipts. I got all we could do all this. I could do this all day. Okay.
Take it easy on the Adderall.
There you go. Okay. I like it.
You said you didn't care if your parents died because they were at a Trump rally. Who says that?
That is a
Who
completely
fucking
unhinged thing to
says
say.
that?
Yeah.
Who says that your parents deserve to die just because they went to a Trump rally?
Right.
I mean, that sounds completely
That's really bad.
Unhinged.
Yeah. Jesus.
I love
he
how
really
she's
is
trotting this stuff out.
Destiny really is just the symbol, the paradigm of like the fedora, debate lord, like makes argument, has to double down and never acknowledge flaw in argument forever, even if has to agree that parents would die in a hypothetical situation. It's so stupid.
It makes anyone who's looking at this in Destiny's audience, it makes me question that they're not a psychopath. I mean, this is how do you watch this and think, oh yeah, this is great. When you're in a war situation, you're really trying to turn your soldiers into psychopaths so that they will be able to kill. Very difficult for people to kill other human beings without proper training.
Of course.
That's why I think it's the direction we're going is super scary. I wouldn't have thought you would get the kind of Charlie Kirk assassination that we saw. But I remember maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, Jonathan Haidt was talking about how there was going to be people were going to die. There was going to be political violence from our political polarization. And I was thinking, dial it back. Come on, John. It's not that bad.
Right.
We'll pull out. But then here we are, right? He's like a prophet.
Yep.
I don't know. It's so weird because I've read books where people are in high situations like this. You read something about the Civil War and the people in the Civil War are thinking, oh, we're almost to the end. But really that you from hindsight know, oh no, the end's like 5 years away.
Right. Yeah.
And all of us are kind of in that situation now. Like we're thinking, okay, this is Charlie Kirk. This is the big turning point. This is it. This is where we all join the rational world and chill out, right? But look, this could be the first salvo and there could be 10 people.
Is this the beginning of something horrible, or is this just a blip and then, the nothing ever happened crowd wins, right? Unclear.
I just think it's so weird that, I mean, if that starts to transpire, obviously I think Trump is going to have an argument to seize more power. And it's so ironic that the people who are saying, oh, we have to worry about Trump gaining more power are probably the people who are going to give him the opportunity to gain more power.
I mean, that's what always happens.
There's nothing we can do about it. Absolutely nothing we can do about it.
But it seems like that's almost what always happens in history. Whenever there's some sort of seizing of power, it's like somebody did something bad. And so, and they probably did something that was actually bad. So then the person says, well, I have to seize power to stop the bad thing. And then, oh, well, I seized too much power. Shock.
Yeah. Well, I still contend that we're going to get through it no matter what. Obviously, the Civil War was a terrible time. Lincoln literally suspended habeas corpus, right? Which was a big thing that people call him a dictator for. And FDR tried to pack the court. The Great Depression, we had 25% unemployment. People were living on the streets. It was terrible poverty.
Yeah.
And look, these things happen. This might happen again.
Well, no, I mean,
we're going to get to the other side.
Yeah, it's kind of what people have been saying in our super chats in the past is there's not going to be like a civil war, like half the country declares war on another half the country, because there's not like a dividing line that's like neat geographically between the North and the South in terms of like fighting each other. It's not like the way it would kind of function. It would be more likely would be, people talk about the sorrows, or just like there's, these pockets of extreme violence that just kind of happen throughout the country sporadically. I mean, we did have stuff like that, in the 60s and 70s. There's a lot of political assassinations, there's a lot of political violence that was kind of ripping through the country. And unfortunately, that's not. I wish that was an unlikely situation. I don't know if it is unlikely now, or was in the direction we're heading. But
I mean, we saw periods of time where Antifa and the Proud Boys would go to different locations where, like, Antifa would say, we're going to have a protest.
Yeah.
And the Proud Boys would go to counter protest, but they knew what was going on. They wanted to box. They wanted to get violent.
That felt very LARPy. The problem is when it kind of goes out of the LARP into people wanting to just do random acts of terrorism against not people that are like the Proud Boys and Antifa, like they both are like, let's put on our hockey pads and we're going to go fight in the street. Like they're both gearing up to do it. It's like when you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go start attacking people who are not part of my LARP. That's when you sort of stray into the dangerous territory.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen how it takes place in other countries. So obviously we looked at the Ukraine situation.
Right.
And the cops start firing into the crowd and shit.
Right.
So, and then sons and daughters are dead and people are pissed and out for blood. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that this could go. It's unfortunate.
Conservative media outlet with Tucker Carlson and Glenn Beck had nothing bad to say whatsoever. I know where your bread is buttered. I know where you're making your money from.
And it was great. I had awesome conversations. I don't regret it at all.
That's great.
I also had a conversation with Jack Posobiec on her take. It was awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's what democracy is about. Having an exchange of ideas.
Comes out of his mouth.
All right, let me bring in.
I don't agree with him on everything, but at least we can have dialogue.
Anna, you're completely right, by the way. Anna is completely right.
Didn't it?
And the irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have respectful dialogue.
Charlie Kirk beat up on college students.
Unlike you, Destiny.
Let's be
real.
Let
me bring Andrew Wilson in.
So do you.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college students. You go on a college tour. You're going on a college tour right now to beat up on college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour to go beat up on college students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't exclusively beat up on college.
Can you actually answer? Can you actually answer? Hang on, calm down. I just got one question. I got one.
I like the defense of that. Well, not exclusively. Okay, I don't exclusively beat up on college students.
It's funny.
I mean, Charlie Kirk did exclusively beat up on college students either. He's done a debate with Hassan. He was doing another debate with Hassan. I've seen him debate other, I think he's talked to Cenk before. He's done other debates with people. He's not exclusively going around debating people on college campuses. So, same defense could be levied to Charlie Kirk.
Hi! You just listened to a clip from the Sitch Adam show. Most of the time we stream Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and we stream during the week. Come join us. You guys are going to love it. It'll be great.